kids, want to learn how to make this cool Dalek animation in just 5 minutes? We're going to go fast, so keep your finger on the pause button. Ready, go! Okay, we won't be using the cat in this particular thing, so let's trash him. Let's pick Abby. She's the very first character, so she's easy to find. We're going to go to her costumes, and we're going to look at the second costume, which has her in kind of a thoughtful pose. We'll call that one Thinking. And then we'll go to the third costume, and we're going to call it Screaming. It doesn't look much like she's screaming right now, but wait a second here. Let's change the color to black, change the outline to nothing. Now we'll go to our circle tool and draw a circle. We're going to use that little tilty knob at the bottom to tilt it and position it so it covers up her whole mouth. It looks a little bit like she's screaming now. Now we're going to pull some red out and tilt it and redraw it a little bit so it looks just a little bit like a tongue sticking out in her open mouth. There we go. Now let's get back into Google. We're going to search for the word Dalek. And we found some lovely ones there, but we want to make sure we get a transparent one. So we go to our color settings. We make sure we're looking at only transparent images. There's a nice one. I'm going to right click on it. Go Save Image As. I'll change the name to Dalek. Now I'm going back to Google. I'm going to get into this app called voicechanger.io. You have to give it permission to run. Exterminate, exterminate, destroy all humans. Then we're going to click on the Dalek. And I'm going to record into it. Exterminate, destroy all humans. Let's download. Now we're going to add a backdrop. I found a nice city street here. Let's shrink our Abby down a little bit to make her fit with the street that she's in. Now we want to load our Dalek up. Oh, he's way too big too. Let's change his size to 40. That looks about right. Now let's start coding. Green flag always starts our projects. We're going to tell her to switch to her thinking costume at the beginning. We're going to tell her to be visible, just in case we make her invisible at the end of the last project. We're going to move her to her starting position, wherever we want her, and then drag in a go to XY block. Tell her to point to the right. And then tell her to think, that's weird. I wonder what that noise is. Okay, let's have her wait 1 second before she reacts. And then we're going to want some dramatic music to play. So I'm going to find a sound clip called Movie 2. I'm going to tell it to start playing after 1 second. Let's tell her to wait 1 second more before she starts to run away and react. We'll tell her to switch to her screaming face. And then tell her to make a screaming noise, which we're going to record right now. Eek! There we go. Now we want to just get the parts where they have her screaming, so we isolated the rest, deleted them, and now we made it a little faster. We'll rename it to Eek, and then tell her to point to the left. Oh, she's upside down. This is a problem in Scratch, but you can fix it by setting the rotation style. When characters point left, they go upside down until you get them to use this rotation style. There, that'll force her to be upright when she faces to the left. Let's drag her to her exit position, the spot where she's going to leave the screen. We're going to tell her glide to that spot where we just dragged you. And we're going to tell her to hide. And we're pretty much done with her. Let's give it a look. What's that weird? Alright, good. So let's start working on the Dalek's code. We click on the Dalek, move him to a start position, drag a go to block. We tell him to hide because he's not visible at the beginning. Tell him to wait 3 seconds before he starts moving. He appears with a show command. We tell him to start a sound. Now we have to load up that Dalek sound that we created over on the Voice Changer website. Notice there's some silence at the beginning. We don't want that, so we're going to isolate it by dragging our cursor over it. Use our snippers to cut it out. That's better. Now tell her to play that Dalek sound. Drag him to the middle of the screen. Tell him to glide to that location. Now we're going to wait 1 second, and then have him chase after the fleeing Abby. Move him to the end location, tell him to hide, and now we're ready to go. Let's have a look. Ah, Daleks! If you want to learn how to make more cool games and animations like this one, join my free computer club. We meet every weekday at 10 a.m. on YouTube. See you there.